Young and the Restless Spoilers. Audra had always been a keen observer of the power dynamics within the Newman family. She had a sharp mind, and it didn't take her long to notice the strain between Victor and Adam. Adam Newman, despite being one of Victor's sons, had never quite gained the full trust or recognition that he felt he deserved. Audra saw that Adam was constantly being pressured and manipulated by Victor, never allowed to truly spread his wings and take control of his own destiny. For years, Adam had been living in the shadow of his father, always the loyal soldier but never the one at the helm. Victor, now aging, seemed unwilling to relinquish control, even though he was clearly nearing the time when he would need to pass the reins. Audra saw an opportunity in Adam's pain and frustration. She was a master at reading people, and she knew that beneath Adam's cool exterior was a man filled with resentment. Victor had always had a hold over Adam, keeping him in line by manipulating his need for approval. But Audra could see that Adam was nearing his breaking point. It was only a matter of time before he would seek a way to claim the power and respect that had long been denied to him. One evening, Audra approached Adam at the Newman Enterprises headquarters. They had been working together for a while, but this conversation was different. There was a subtle shift in her tone, a knowing glint in her eyes that caught Adam off guard. "You know," Audra began, her voice smooth, "Victor's always going to hold you back. As long as he's in charge, you'll never get the recognition you deserve." Adam remained silent, his eyes narrowing as he studied her. Audra was playing a dangerous game, and he knew it. But there was something in her words that resonated with him. She wasn't wrong. Victor had always been a roadblock in his life, preventing him from truly stepping into the role he knew he was capable of filling. Audra didn't wait for him to respond. She continued, sensing she had struck a nerve. "He doesn't trust you. He doesn't trust any of his children, actually. That's why he's considering handing everything over to Nikki. Can you imagine? After all your work, your sacrifices, he's still not willing to hand you the keys to Newman Enterprises." Adam's jaw tightened. Audra could see the anger rising within him. He had always known, deep down, that Victor didn't trust him completely. But hearing it out loud from someone else made the reality of the situation all the more painful. Adam had spent years trying to prove himself, but it never seemed to be enough. No matter what he did, Victor continued to keep him at arm's length. Audra smiled, sensing that she had him exactly where she wanted. "I'm suggesting that you and I team up. Together, we can finally break free from Victor's control. You deserve to run Newman Enterprises, Adam, not Nikki. You've been the one doing all the work, following his orders, while Nikki swooped." Adam considered her words. He had always harbored ambitions of taking over Newman Enterprises, of finally stepping out of Victor's shadow. But he had never had an ally like Audra before, someone who was willing to challenge Victor's authority with him. "He's getting old," Audra continued. "Victor's not going to be around forever. He's already talking about retirement, about stepping back. But instead of trusting you, he's looking to pass the torch to Nikki. Don't you think it's time to show him that you're the one who deserves to take over?" Adam's mind raced. He had been biding his time, waiting for the right moment to strike. And now, with Audra's help, maybe that moment had finally arrived. Victor had always been a formidable opponent, but he was no longer the man he once was. Age had caught up with him, and though he still held the reins of Newman Enterprises, Adam could sense that his father was beginning to falter. For years, Adam had lived in the shadow of his father's empire, playing the role of dutiful son, even as Victor manipulated and controlled him. But the truth was, Adam had always had his own ambitions. He wanted to be more than just another cog in Victor's machine. He wanted to be the one running the show. And if Victor wasn't going to hand it to him, then Adam would have to take it by force. But as tempting as the idea was, Adam knew there were risks. Victor was still a force to be reckoned with, even in his old age. Going up against him wouldn't be easy. But then again, nothing worth having ever was. "Why are you doing this?" Adam asked, his eyes locking with Audra's. "What do you get out of this?" Audra's smile widened. "I get to align myself with the future. Victor's reign is coming to an end, Adam. But yours is just beginning. I want to be on the winning side." Adam let out a small, bitter laugh. You're not afraid of crossing Victor? Audra shook her head. I've dealt with powerful men before. Victor doesn't scare me. Besides, by the time he realizes what's happening, it'll be too late. Adam felt a spark of excitement for the first time in what seemed like years. He had been waiting for his moment, and now it seemed like it had finally come. With Audra by his side, maybe, just maybe, he could finally achieve what he had always wanted. But there was still the question of whether they could truly pull it off. Victor Newman was not a man who went down without a fight, and while he might be nearing retirement, Adam knew his father would never willingly hand over the company without a battle. Still, Adam couldn't shake the feeling that this was his chance. Victor had underestimated him for too long, and now with Audra's help, he might finally be able to show his father just how wrong he had been. Victor, on the other hand, had always been 2 steps ahead of everyone. He knew his time was running out, but he hadn't yet found anyone he truly trusted to take over Newman Enterprises. Nikki